Hey guys, good morning and welcome to the Camp Financial market update for June 23rd. And just know that this one's probably going to be a little shorter. I don't really want to talk specific stocks as much. More so going to want to focus on the Brexit vote that came out this morning in the UK. I don't know if anybody's seen that yet, but you'll have seen this probably by the time this video gets posted and ready for you to watch. So just so you know, the UK voted 52-48 to leave. David Cameron is going to resign, and so it's going to put a pretty interesting challenge to the market for today on Friday. So before we do that, I do want to just run over what happened in the S&P 500 yesterday. Huge day for Micron Technologies, up 10%, or might have been 14%. They were upgraded, by a couple of different smaller brokerage houses, or companies that the analysts. But the other thing is, when they put out numbers, it looks like they're going to have some pretty solid free cash flow coming forward. So they're definitely going to have the ability to start buying up some of their competitors and taking advantage of what's probably going to be a very tough market starting today. So they were up the biggest in the S&P 500 yesterday. Also up big were Transocean and Williams companies, a couple oil companies. Transocean specializes obviously in gas drilling and exploration. Williams is an oil and gas pipeline company. They both have pretty good days. Also Western Digital, again fairly similar to the Micron. Semiconductors, Micron does semiconductors, memory chips, and Western Digital is obviously a hard drive company that's in the tech space as well. And then fifth, and then also just outside of the top five, also increasing almost 5% yesterday, were Leucadia National and the Charles Schwab Corporation. So big day for, sorry, I'm trying to get that light behind me. Big day for some of the financial investment brokerage firms. Obviously, a lot of that comes on the back of the vote, months ago, but it's still kind of there and lingering. And that's the Department of Labor's vote on the requirement to be a fiduciary if you are giving financial advice, or if you're holding assets for clients. I expect those types of companies to continue to perform pretty well based off of that. So now let's take a look at the five that performed the worst yesterday, and they are Scripps Interactive, obviously the TV. I'm sure you recognize the Scripps name from Spelling Bee. Red Hat, a technology firm, and their technology is more on the application side. Southwest Airlines, and I think a lot of their pain probably from yesterday was due to the fact that they canceled a $2 billion purchase of new airplanes from Boeing. Had little effect on Boeing, but I think that people are looking, and I think they're kind of concerned that there is that the CapEx isn't there, that they're not going to put money back in to upgrading planes. Also in the top five, Viacom and Newmont Mining Corporation. Usually Newmont, it doesn't surprise me if you follow the gold stocks. Whenever the market as a whole has a pretty good day, the gold stocks tend to underperform. When the market as a whole has a pretty bad day, then you'll see that the gold stocks tend to perform pretty well. So it's kind of one to help you diversify your portfolio if you own a lot of regular stocks. When the market as a whole is feeling pain, the gold stocks tend to perform well. So, interesting day in the Dow Jones. Out of 30 stocks, 1 was down. So 29 out of the 30 Dow Jones stocks climbed yesterday. The one stock that was down was Nike. Again, it had just had a pretty good run the last few days. So it's not like there was a big sell-off or anything in it, so I wouldn't be concerned. They lost, it was less than 1%. And then the 5 lowest performers are Disney, Pfizer, Walmart, and McDonald's. Again, we're talking about 5 of the biggest companies. Out of all the stocks in the Dow, when you're looking at Pfizer and Walmart, and Disney, you're talking about probably three of the top 15 or 20 biggest, let alone the top 30. So, they all went up a little bit. Nothing came out that was huge for them. And now to look at the ones that performed well or performed the best in the Dow Jones, and we're back to the financials. Goldman Sachs, Visa, JP Morgan were 3 of the top 5. Obviously, Goldman Sachs is in that same similar situation to Charles Schwab, investment brokerage firm. Caterpillar performed well yesterday, and it's full disclosure that I do own a few shares of Caterpillar, 10 maybe a little more than that, and then also Intel. In the top 5, which again, similar to when Micron took a big jump yesterday because of their results. A lot of the companies that work with Micron or are in the same industry will also get pretty similar results. Obviously not as much as Micron, but a 2% gain in Intel is a pretty solid improvement. So now let's go back to the Brexit vote and what's going on. So expect pain in the total stock market today. I just looked at the futures a little bit ago. The S&P 500 is showing down 80 points or so, roughly 80 points. So almost 4%. And I didn't even look at the European markets. I'm going to try and pull those up real quick. European and the I guess I want to see mainly what's going on in the DAX. The DAX is one that I like to follow. Yeah, so the DAX is down 7%. So I don't expect the US to feel as much pain as the European Union has felt, or probably even the UK. I wonder what the FTSE looks like. So let me pull the FTSE. So the FTSE's down 5%. Like I said, and I expect the US, the S&P 500, to be down, probably close to the FTSE range, 4 to 5%. But if you own stocks that you still are confident in what they do, it's not time to panic. Now, if you're a technical based trader, this could be a sign that if some of your stocks, or if you technically trade the market as a whole, this could be a sign that it may be time to start getting out of your positions and changing. But if you are a fundamental investor and you've looked at stocks and you know their balance sheet and you know that they don't have any anything that you need to be automatically concerned about, then I would say hold tight, do some research today. Look at these stocks, what's going on with them, and just be prepared that maybe you want to buy more, maybe you don't, and that's fine. Maybe you just hold out and wait to find a new opportunity. So for example, one of the companies that I bought into, and this thing's taken some pretty crazy swings since I bought it already, and that is VAC. It's Marriott Vacations Worldwide Corporation. Basically, it's their company. It's the Marriott wing that focuses on timeshares. So I bought in toward the end of April, looking at the company thinking, historically, if you look at all of their PE ratios and fundamental ratios and everything. So I think my buy price, I don't have it up right now. Here, let me pull it up. I got it right here on this spreadsheet. So my buy price for Marriott Vacations was $67.95. And I bought on April 23rd. It quickly hit in the 68.87, and then on April 25th, and then moved against me big time. All the way down $56-57 to the point that I was pretty concerned and thought about selling shares of it. It was almost 20%, but nothing had changed with the company. The dividend still was strong. There was no reports coming out that said that they weren't going to be able to pay their dividend, that they were going to, that they were going to lose money, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So when I saw that, when it got down there, I didn't panic. I just let it run its course, reinvested the dividend. So the positive on that is the 30-cent dividend I got per share on almost 30 shares was, or 30 some shares, what is that it reinvested at the $58 mark. So my yield on that is going to be even higher going forward, and continuing to compound. So Brexit in the short term, yeah, if you need money out of your stock account in 2 months to do something, it's going to be, the pain from this is going to be painful. If you need the money in 5 years, the pain from this is going to be negligible. If you don't need the money for 20 years, if it's in your 401k, your IRA, etc., start looking for good companies that are beaten down more than they should be, and look for opportunities to buy. I also saw, and you're going to hear, that's fairly similar to what you're going to hear from a lot of fundamental investors. And where I was going with that is, I've already seen the joke this morning on Twitter is, what time will Warren Buffett be on CNBC on Monday? Right? Because he's kind of the one that helps talk a lot of people off the ledge, for whatever reason. Obviously coming from a guy that's been doing it for 70 years roughly, 60 years at least. It carries a little more weight, but it's really pretty logical, guys. So that's it, and I will be back. Hopefully get a video posted on Friday night. If not, we'll do one Saturday morning, and we'll do a little rundown on what happened in the market today. So take care.